I'm having a brain fart. What is it? Oh, it's the spacer lift. That's what we're doing. Anyway, it's getting 1.5 inches in the front and 3/4 inch in the back, so it should level this thing out, make it look a little bit better. Hopefully it don't take too long because I do have to go to work tonight. So let's get started. Alright, so as you can tell, one of the first things you need to do is jack the vehicle up. Go ahead and take your wheel and tire off. Next couple things you're going to have to do is disconnect your sway bar link, and right here, right there, and then you're going to have to disconnect your shock down on the lower end. Once you do those two things, you can try and lower the axle down on that side to get your spring out to put your spacers in. If that doesn't work, we will have to take off part of the steering and possibly the track bar. I hope that doesn't have to happen, but we will see. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take the sway bar link loose. Hopefully it can come out all the way. That came out. Let's see if I can get the bolt all the way out. As you can see, it sank a little bit on me. That's alright. It's supposed to do that, I guess. No, it really is supposed to do that. Next, move you over here so I can take out the funk shock bolt. That was easy enough. Oh, there it goes. And it extends all the way down. Alright, now I'm probably going to jack it up a little bit farther and support the frame with the jack stand, and then try and lower this axle down. Alright, so I've got the jack stand under the frame. So I'm going to try and lower my jack down a little bit. See if it's going to fall out enough. If that spring's going to fall out enough without compromising anything here. I'm really hoping it don't slide off that jack stand. Shouldn't. But it might. Let me double check that. Alright, so that did seem to do the trick. So now I can lift my spring out, hopefully. Come out of there. There we go. Center out and slide my insulator out. Now I can get my spacer. So the way these spacers work, I'll show you real fast. When you take your insulator out, it's got these two little tabs here that, you know, kind of hooks it in place in the back. These spacers, they have grooves for those tabs, so you just place it like that, place your other one like that, and then shove it all up in there and then put your spring back in. Should be that easy. Probably not gonna be, probably gonna fall out on me. But let's see here. Let's see what's gonna happen. Make sure I get the thing back in place back here. Yeah, see? It's falling down on me, which not a big deal. hopefully I can get my spring in there. Let's see. Alright. If I have to, I guess I'll have to lower the axle down some more. Which looks like I'm going to have to do that anyhow. So, let me do that real fast. Be right back. I lowered the axle down a little more. I'm going to see if that was enough. Get up in there. Come on now. Not fighting too much. Perfect. Awesome. Now let me adjust my spacers here. Let's go there in the spring. Gotta make sure you put your spring back in the right spot. Once you do that, you can jack it back up. Let's bring this bad boy back up, see if everything's gonna line up. Alright, so a good tip here would be to go ahead and line up your shock. It's a little bit easier. It's a little bit easier to put it in when the axle is extended down, so you don't have to fight it later. And what I mean by that is down here where your bolt hole is, if you jack your axle up or lower it down or whatever, you can line these holes up. You don't have to fight trying to compress that shock. So take care of that real fast. So doing it that way, it was super simple. I did kind of forget to hit the record button, but all I did was just use the jack to raise and lower the axle right here, pull the whole axle up to line it up with the shock hole. That's basically all I did. So now I'm going to try and do the same thing with the sway bar. So hopefully it works the same. Should, in theory. But sometimes theory is just a theory. But it looks like in this case it might be working. I don't know, what do you think? Is that pretty close? I think I'm gonna get my bolt in there. Oh. Booyah! That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now we will tighten it all back up. Make sure, do a good inspection, make sure everything's lined up, everything where it's supposed to be, and then tighten it down. That's the last thing you want to do, is tighten everything up and have to undo it all because you missed something. But in this case, we only took 2 bolts out, so pretty easy. All right, now put the wheel on and repeat the process on the other side. So I'm going to repeat the process on this side here. I'm going to try and do it without stopping the camera so you can actually see how long it takes. I did already get the wheel off. I won't have to do that. And like the other side, this will probably drop like I figured. That's the beauty of a sway bar. Those things work awesome. They hold a lot of weight. And they really do work. Okay, that's on. That noise. Okay, so let's get this bolt out. Get out of there. Got it. All right. So like before, you will go ahead and drop the axle down. I did have to kind of bonk my jack stand over last time. Didn't show you that, I'll show you this time. It's kind of starting to lean, I didn't like it, so I bonked it over a little bit, straightened back out. Whoa! See, stuff like that freaks me out when it shifts. So I always try to stay way away from it if that happens. So, might be down far enough, maybe. Alright, we'll stop it. We'll shake it. Make sure that's good. We're gonna get some spacers. Now this kit does come with a bump stop extension, but everything that I've read, and the bump stop extension goes down here, bolts in down there, I'm not going to use them. Everything I've read about them says they're entirely too long, and they kind of limit your up travel. I don't want that, so I'm not going to use them. Alright. Got that on. Those on. Slide those up to the home. Put my spring back up in here. Have it shift and scare the crap out of me again. Is that how that goes? I don't believe so. Maybe it is. Oh, there we go. That's why. That's more better. Okay, let's jack this thing up a little bit so I can line up my little prongs I was talking about earlier. Okay. Those are in. I don't know where they're at up in there. Can't see them. Oh, there they are. There we go. Got them. Alright, over in, turn our spring back, jack it back up. Same thing as before, we'll try to line the shock up as we jack this up, that way we don't have to fight line that sucker up. These shocks are a pain in the butt sometimes. So, close enough maybe? Might be able to get that sucker in there. Let's see. Maybe not. Not looking like it. Crap. Okay. Let's think I'm gonna lower back down. Stop. Go back up a smidge. Try again. Oh, look at that. Might be right on the money. Boom. Love it. Put that back in. Remember, don't tighten anything up. You bolt everything together first. Just to be on the safe side. Let's see. Is that enough? Nope. Is that enough? Oh, maybe. Let's see. Money. Ooh. Sure, this is hard on a middle-aged. I'm not gonna say the other part. I'm sure you know the other part. Guy. Tighten that up. Tighten that bad boy up. Alright. Take it up a little more. And put the wheel and tire on. So, the front does not take that long at all. I'm getting ready to flip this thing around, do the back. But I think I got about 1.25 inches lift out of the front when pretty much, you know, leaving it mostly factory, I guess. I didn't show the before, but the after, it's right at like 40.5, 40 3/4 or something like that. But when it originally started, it was at 39.25. So about 1.25 inches or so lift. Okay, so just like before, I'm gonna take out my shock bolt and my sway bar link bolt or nut right there. I'm gonna take those out on both sides and drop this axle down as a whole instead of doing it side by side like I did on the other one on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one together. I think it's gonna be easier. So we'll get that done real quick. Well, I just learned something. So instead of taking it out, taking your sway bar link out down here at the bottom, take it out at the top. Okay, it's way easier. See, just bolt. It goes in there. Think you just zip it out. Bracket's threaded. Who knew? Well, I know now. You may have already known. I didn't know. You could have told me if you knew. But anyways, now on to the shop. The sway bar link is also an 18, just like everything on the front. And the back here is not. It's the back's a 21. 21 millimeter. So bust this one out of here. Take this shock all the way out. Come on. Pop that bad boy out of the way. Now we go to the other side and do the same thing. Do the shock first, since that's what's hooked up on the old Impacto here. Come on. Booyah! Alright, now, see, this is what I was talking about right there. Watch this. It's gonna be loud. Bonk. Just like that. Easy peasy. Now we can lower the axle down. There's nothing. First hand view of the axle going down. Hopefully, nothing weird happens. We're doing just enough. Whoa. Don't like that. Looks weird. Just enough. Okay, so this thing might die. If this dies, I'll get another battery. But I did have to take out the track bar bracket, which is right here. It's another 18 millimeters. So now I'm going to drop the axle down and see if it goes down far enough. Should. I don't know. I'm not sure. Doesn't really look like it did. Maybe. I can get them in there. Alright, so I'm going to try and just pry this down to get that spring out. I got something weird going on with my lights in here. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just going to try and put some down pressure here. It worked. Maybe too good. Everything kind of flung apart there. Alright. So these spacers, unlike the front, these spacers just sit right there in the back. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. They just sit there. Oh, and then of course the top has to go in a certain way. So this might be a bit of a challenge to get this sucker back in there. Probably. Well, we're gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. There's an easier way. Tell me, because I don't know it. Okay. Let's try this. So that stays on there like that. Whoa, baby. Okay. Maybe I'm trying to put somewhere all wrong. There it goes. Like that. Got a little leverage here. This is like almost a two-person job. Whoa! Holy crap! Alright, so that goes there. This needs to come up here. Okay, so it's almost there. Kinda not. Alright, let me see here. Let me reevaluate. Right, so spacer's in. All I did was I just lowered the jack all the way down. And once I do that, you know, this axle kind of droops a lot easier. But like on the front at the top, up here, there's another insulator that fell out earlier. There is a tab on it. It's about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch long. But then there's a hole that it goes into up top. So, but other than that, it's in. I just got to do the other side and bolt everything back together. Okay. No, I will admit this rear would probably be a lot easier with, you know, two people trying to do it, helping each other out. But see that? That's ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. I gotta make sure this little tab is in place up here. And it's not. So I gotta adjust that around. There we go. You should see my little contraption. I got my pry bar in there. Don't laugh. But I've got 40 pounds of weight hanging off of it to help pull that axle down. Even if you're only one person, you ain't got 3 arms. If you have 3 arms, it'd probably be easier. I like to see that, but Anyway, it's in there. Just gotta unbolt it, or not unbolt it, bolt everything back together. I'm gonna start on this side since this is the side all my tools are on. I'm gonna bolt this track bar back up. Maybe I can line everything up right. Alright, let's jack it back up a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. Put this track bar bolt back in. I don't know. It's not looking like it. Alright. Guys. Let's see if we can kind of wiggle it back into place here. Well, that didn't work. Broke a good screwdriver. Typical. Oh. Okay. Let's try this way. That's in. Kind of in. Little happy tap there. Still didn't work. There we go. Booyah! Alright. Oh! Lord. Lord. My shock. Well, normally I would mess around with the jack and stuff, but this one's pretty close. I think I can get it. Oh, maybe not. Choking myself. There we go. And zip that on in there. Not with that side socket, that won't. With these ones. Well, it'd help if I put the right bolt in the right spot. That wasn't the right one, obviously. See? Mess ups happen. I don't care to show it. Oh, son of a... Alright. Maybe I will lower the jack a little bit. Not that much. Oh, see, sometimes things go back together so easy peasy, and sometimes they do not. But you work smarter, not harder. and stop trying to get in a hurry. There we go. Just do it the way it works. Now, go to the other side. Do the same thing. Hey, bars. Pull that one in. Come on the other side. Pull this one in. And we're ready for tires. Ready to put the tires back on it. So, all in all, pretty easy. It took, what time is it now? A little after 2. So altogether, so far it has taken me about an hour or so. Yeah, probably right at an hour. Hour and a half tops. Put this lift on, so it's super simple, but do with basic tools. I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Look at it. There it is. Kind of hard to tell, but at the same time it's not either. I don't know. I think it looks a little better now, to be honest. I think the tires look a little bit more proportional in the wheel well. And it does give it a little bit more ground clearance, I guess. Cheap way to do it. But that's the whole idea behind this build, is to keep it as inexpensive as I can, I guess. I'm not putting cheap parts on it, but I'm not putting best quality parts on it either. So I'm gonna measure the rear to see what kind of difference it made in the rear. And give me some water. But I'd say the rear probably come up ½ inch. Where's my thing? Never found it. Let's go measure it. So when I measured this before I done it, it was right at, it's like 39 1/8 or 39 1/4. And now we're at 39 3/4. So about a ½ inch or so, 5/8 of an inch. So pretty typical for a 3/4 inch spacer. All right, so there you have it. Another I don't know, another video on the Overland build, another edition. I do have a bunch of parts on order, so the next video I'm going to be doing all bed rack accessories. I'm not going to tell you what is coming, but it's some kind of cool stuff. Like I said before, I didn't go best quality, I didn't go worst quality. I went kind of somewhere mid-range, something that was extremely affordable but still had good reviews and everything. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I cannot wait to take this thing out on the trail somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to go. I really want to go to LBL, but I don't know when that's going to happen. I do have a trip coming up next month. I'm taking a crawler down to Windrock next month for an event, so watch out for the video for that. Like I said, everything for this bed rack should be coming in this week, so that video should come out next week. Yeah, probably next week or something like that. Like the video for me, subscribe to the channel for me. I'm really trying to get this thing going. I would really appreciate it. And stay tuned. There's probably going to be a big change coming in the future. Might have an opportunity. Still going to be doing the channel, but the channel may have a change, so watch out for that. Please don't let it deter you from the channel. It's still going to be me. It's still going to be wheeling and fixing stuff and building stuff, and who knows what else we're going to do. Got some pretty insane projects lined up later on. Just gotta wait for the timing. So again, please like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment. I don't get enough comments. I love reading the comments, and I always respond. Always. I'll respond on here, I will respond on Instagram, and I will respond on Facebook. I always respond to comments. So thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more. Should be some pretty fun stuff coming up.